Daniel didn't believe in strange things. He lived a normal life, worked a normal 9-to-5 office job, ate the same oatmeal for breakfast every weekday, walked the same 3 blocks to the train, and went to bed at 10:15 p.m. every single night, without exception. His routine was solid, unshakable. It kept everything strange and unpredictable locked outside. But over the past few weeks, something about his sleep had started to feel wrong. Not obvious, not dramatic, just a quiet, persistent niggling that something wasn't right. He would wake up in the morning exhausted, as if he hadn't slept at all, even though his alarm clock clearly showed he'd stayed in bed for 7 or 8 full hours. At first, he blamed work stress, then extra coffee after lunch, then the blue light from his phone. But deep down, he knew none of those explanations fully fit. Because the feeling wasn't just plain tiredness, it was something else, like whole chunks of the night were missing, and he had no memory of where they'd gone. It started with small, barely noticeable changes around his room. His desk chair angled slightly differently than he left it. His bedroom door cracked open an inch, even though he was sure he'd clicked it shut. Each time he noticed a shift, he told himself he must have moved it half asleep and forgotten. But the pattern continued, night after night. Eventually, the quiet unease grew into something he couldn't ignore anymore. So one night, without telling any friends or neighbors, Daniel decided to record himself while he slept. He propped his old iPhone on the desk across from his bed, adjusted the angle again and again, until it captured the entire mattress and the bedroom doorway. He pressed record, flipped off the overhead light, and lay down. He told himself that by morning, he'd finally have an answer. He'd prove nothing strange was happening, that he was just overworked and tired. The first recording was completely normal. He slept, rolled over a few times, kicked his blanket down to his ankles once, then pulled it back up. Nothing unusual at all. When he watched it back over breakfast, he almost laughed out loud at himself for being paranoid. But something about the empty, uneventful footage bothered him. Not because something bad happened, because it felt like something should have happened. The second night he recorded again, this time more out of dull curiosity than real fear. And that's when things changed. At exactly 3:17 a.m., Daniel's body suddenly moved. He sat up in bed in one slow, unnatural motion. His eyes were open, but there was no awareness in them. On the 4th night, Daniel decided he wouldn't sleep at all. He wanted to see what would happen at 3:17 while he was fully awake, fully aware. He set up the camera again, same angle, same spot on the desk, same full frame of the bed and doorway. He checked it twice, adjusted the lens a fraction of an inch, and confirmed the red recording light was blinking steady. He turned off the overhead light, left only the dim red glow from the alarm clock, and sat on the edge of his bed. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, and stared at the glowing numbers as the minutes ticked by. The air conditioner hummed a low, steady note through the wall. His throat felt dry. His heart beat faster with every passing second. 3:13, 3:14, 3:15. 3:16, and then finally, the number flipped. 3:17. Nothing happened. No movement, no sound, no cold chill running up his spine. Daniel exhaled slow. His shoulders dropped from where they'd been hunched up near his ears. A quiet, shaky laugh escaped his lips as all the tension drained from his body. Maybe that was it. Maybe it really had just been work stress. Maybe watching all those old recordings had made his imagination spiral out of control. For the first time in weeks, he felt real, solid relief. Then he heard it, a soft sound, barely audible over the hum of his AC, coming from somewhere behind him. Not loud, not sudden, just enough to make him freeze. His body tensed up as his mind tried to process what he'd just heard. Slowly, very slowly, Daniel turned his head to look behind him. The floor creaked under his shifting weight. His breath caught in his throat. There was nothing there. The closet door was still closed. The chair was still pushed under the desk. The room was exactly as it should be. Empty, silent, still. He released the breath he'd been holding, told himself his own frayed nerves were playing tricks. He turned back toward the phone on the desk, where the live feed was still running. And that's when everything fell apart. On the glowing screen, the recording played on. The version of him sitting on the bed hadn't moved. It hadn't turned around to check the room. It hadn't reacted to the sound at all. It just sat there. A wide, unnatural smile spread slow across its face. It stared directly into the camera lens, completely still, completely aware. Daniel felt his chest tighten so hard he could barely breathe. The realization hit all at once, heavy and cold. For 3 nights, he hadn't been watching himself. He'd been watching an imposter, something that looked just like him, something that only appeared when he wasn't aware. And right now it was still there, smiling back at him from the screen.